Shalom. Let's start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who were well. And shalom to you sincere, hopeful, elect brothers and sisters listening and learning, and to you brothers preaching and teaching the truth through the four corners of the earth. This is Brother Nathan coming out of the GMS Indianapolis camp. Coming back with one through the Spirit. This is from Fox8.com. It says, flu is at highest levels in 25 years in U.S. due to super variant CDC. It says if you or a family member have recently come down with the flu, you are far from alone. According to data released by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention this week, the country is currently experiencing the highest levels of respiratory illness since the flu season in 1997 and 98. The already rough 2025-26 season is especially being affected by the spread of a super variant called Subclad K. Nearly all states currently sit at the CDC's influenza activity level of high or very high, including Ohio, which this is Fox based in Cleveland. Well, here's a little sub article: Chillicothe family living nightmare as girl 4 falls into coma due to flu. See, this is a spike in the spread came between December 20th and December 27th, when many were traveling for the holidays, with the CDC finding a 33% increase in people testing positive for flu. So far this season, the CDC data estimates that 11 million people across the U.S. have come down with the flu. Of those, they said 120,000 people have had to go to the hospital for the symptoms, and about 5,000 people have died, including 9 children. This comes as the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services is now recommending fewer vaccines for most American children, including for the seasonal flu. It quotes, it is not too late to get a flu shot, Dr. Andrew Picos, a virologist and professor at Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, told the media in December. We are really at the beginning of the influenza season here in the U.S. And first of all, why would you take a juicy juice shot, or when these variants keep transforming and changing? That's not a thing. That's why you gotta be like Apostle Harges did a video. You gotta be your own physician. Well, these doctors don't know shit, man, like that. And you can't really blame them because well, they learned under Esau's so-called white man's system. Not using the herbs and stuff, or using these petroleum-based medicines that give you cancer, and they have more side effects than they do positive. That's why you gotta get into the herbs, and teas, and take your health serious, eat right, and first and foremost pray and fast to Yahweh Shem Shah, so that you can prevent from sickness, and or if you are getting sick, you jump on it. Use the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, you know, that the Lord given us. And he said, what? Let me see about the herbs. Give me a second. Um, Give me more of them. I'm spelling that wrong. Herb. with me here. I'm trying to find this. Let me see here. Herb, not abor. Let me put some keywords like this. Try. Oops. There we go. This is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 38:4. It says, "The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them." See? So you got to get into, you know, these herbs that the Lord provided naturally. Now, of course, all right, we're in we're in the worst case scenario when it comes to food and health, and because we're under a wicked rulership, so everything is not as potent as it once was because of the wicked rulership of Esau, even the so-called white man. But we still do have knowledge of the herbs, and there's information, to get out there, especially for these respiratory viruses and stuff, and so get you some mullein leaf, that's good for, uh, you know, lemon balm. There's quite a bit other, herbs to get into. Another one of my favorite is um, um, damn, think of it right now. Oil of oregano, you know, that's good. That that's good to take just on the regular because it's so powerful, you know. And then if you are getting sick, it helps knock it out quickly. So, like I said, make sure ultimately prayer and fasting. That's your first line of defense, and then use the herbs because the Lord gave us this. You know. All right, it says. Let's go back to that article. It says flu season is generally the worst in February, according to the CDC data dating back to the 1980s. As far as what to know about subclad K, which first made headlines in the United Kingdom, symptoms can range from annoying to severe. Here's what to look for: high fever, severe body aches, extreme fatigue, persistent cough, sore throat, intense headaches, as well as chest pain, shortness of breath, stomach problems, and weakness. So you know, hey, it's really at the end of the day, your how about Shai is, letting these pestilences, come abroad and like take people out. So we said 5,000 people reportedly died from it. You know, and this is just the beginning. Like I said, they said the February is the main season for it. So, yeah, utilize these herbs. You know, pray to Yahweh Shem Shai, because we're in the know. You know, we know about things. We're not like these fucking idiots out here that their health is a can of Campbell's chicken noodle soup. All right, we're beyond that. All right, we're getting back to the old paths. This is bear with me here. This is Matthew 24, and this is part of the prophecy that pestilences like this will pop up. These super bugs and different variants that keep popping up, you know, and getting worse and worse. It says part of the end times is known. It's in verse 7, Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences. Seeing these and like the C19 and all that, regardless of Esau cooking up stuff in the lab and releasing it to see what it does on the people, it all goes back to Yahweh Shem Shai anyways. Because mind you, he forms the light, he creates darkness, he creates peace, and he creates evil. Yahweh Shem Shai does all those things. Isaiah 45:7. So at the end of all be all, everything goes to the Lord. Because remember, like it says, to him belongeth the issues from death. So the Lord he's the one. He said, what? I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there anyone that can deliver me out of my hand. So Yahweh Shem Shai's got this, man. Deuteronomy 32:39. So that's why we put our trust and our fear into Yahweh Shem Shai, because we know he's the one orchestrating everything that's happening on the earth. It says, in earthquakes in diverse places, all these are the beginning of sorrows. All right? And there's going to be more and worse things. Pretty soon, we're going to see people dropping, all right, like flies the next super pestilence that's going to come out. All right? Just like Bill Gates said, there's going to be another one. All right? There's going to be lockdowns. There's going to be uproars. It's going to happen because the other one was just like a test run. So Yahweh Shem Shai, he's working on the earth. All right? So there's more to be seen, but here it is. Like I said, it's only the day 7 of the quote unquote new year, right? We know the New Year starts around Passover, but the real New Year, when everything starts to come to life and living. But in the Esau system, this is the New Year, and it's been a bang so far. So it's exciting times, and ever more exciting to, we need to think more too about, like I said, just continue to pray and fast, ask for more faith if you're lacking. Because Yahweh Shem Shai is the one that's going to deliver us out of these situations. All right, out of these pestilence, out of the famines. All right, out of the wars. Out of the people going against each other, man. So we're praying for the protection of Yahweh Shem Shai and praying for that salvation. But I ain't gonna make that too long. Just to report, hey, like I said, I got the super variant out here. So, hey, stay up on your herbs, stay prayed up. With that, I pray those edifying to the elect. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and others, great millstone, Kwame Asherallah, Shalom.